LPT, shop at Goodwills in nearby nicer neighborhoods and in wealthy cities. Bro, I moved a lot and buy all my furniture there. I got an oak dresser, nice strong bed frame, all from 70s when it used to last. Right, good quality. Also a great spot for crutches and canes should you need them temporarily, while cheaper than new. If it's temporary, like kids clothes, why not save bank and go used? I get shit about this from my little sister. She buys only new clothes for her son, 5 years old, and I get most of my son's 3 years old clothes at thrift stores, wash them, and they are good to go. He says it is gross, but I save a lot of money and he doesn't care at all. Plus I found all kinds of awesome stuff. Jane jackets, shoes, Mario and Marvel and Star Wars t-shirts, among others. All kinds of pajamas with stuff he likes, PJ Masks, Paw Patrol, etc. It's all there, and I've never seen anything that I would consider gross. /view 200D. There's an interesting episode of Patriot Act with Hasan Minhaj in Netflix about the problem with buying new. I just listened to a TED talk on NPR about buying second-hand stuff. The garment industry is the second highest water polluter just behind agriculture. All my clothes are second-hand. I wear a button-down dress shirt every day for work and look the part for next to free. Please buy second-hand. Pass down your kids' clothes and toys to friends or donate. All those plastic houses and crap last 10+ years. Your kids are tired of them after 4. Save money and save the earth. I say this all the time. Good stuff in targeted districts around my state. I, too, picked up a leather couch for $30. Also, it's the perfect place to furnish a first apartment's kitchen. I wish I knew when I was in my early 20s. If you like Goodwill, search out a Goodwill pound store. They are regional collection centers and most everything is sold by the pound. It's all laying on big bins and you need to surf through it, but the values are unbelievable. They are frequented by collectors and internet wrestlers. It's addicting. So true. $125 ladies dress pants new with tags, $18 bought on half price day for $9. That was my best find at our more upscale Goodwill a couple weeks back. I worked at Value Village in high school and the 50% off days still haunt me. For several years after I quit, I would still have dreams of 8-hour shifts spent putting clothes back on the hangers and having to break up fights between little old babas arguing over donated panties. Loved working there, but 50% off days were awful. The downside to this is that whenever my wife and I go to a nice Goodwill, then really jack up prices. Best one in our town is right outside the rich area. Good products, but good prices too. Agreed. Depending on neighborhood, the prices can vary. For example, for something basic like picture frame, it was $0.99 at one store and something similar was $12.99 at another. We even have a Goodwill boutique in our city. They basically find all the name brand stuff people donate and place it in their boutique. Everything donated to Goodwill goes to their warehouse and sorted, then sent to the stores in our area. I saw a skirt there for $150. It was half off the original tag, but it's still Goodwill. Takes the fun out of going to the thrift store and finding a rare find. Having said all that, my floral grandma couch I bought at Goodwill is my favorite couch of all time. Pretty sure it sat in some old lady's sitting room and never got used. Paid $40 for it. Found it in a not rich area Goodwill. Goodwill sells most of their good items online, auction style. Shop Goodwill.com link. shopgoodwill.com/ I hate Shop Goodwill so much. Why? Lowers the quality of items in the stores, makes prices higher, shipping costs, etc. I've mostly even given up on the physical stores at this point and mostly shop at my local Goodwill outlet. The amount of stuff that ends up there is insane, and I think it's because they've overpriced the merchandise in their stores and online to the point that it's no longer fun to shop there to try to find bargains. So things don't sell fast enough to make room for the constant stream of donations. So many good donated items end up making their way through the stores, then through the outlets to eventually end up as salvage. if not in a landfill. I got this tip a few years ago from a coworker. It's definitely true. All around there are people who know where the good second-hand shops are. Yep, I saw the same thing when I lived in a poorer city with Salvation Army. A pair of used jeans at my local Sal's boutique, $20. Go to the one near my friend's house, a much better area, $5. It's like the more you need a place like Salvation Army or Goodwill, the more expensive they make stuff. A rich person isn't going to buy a used dress for $10. But if a poorer person needs a fancy dress for a prom or a wedding, yeah, they'll pay $50. It's called a higher class of trash. Look for cities that do annual curbside pickups, a la Santa Clara, Los Gatos, Cap, and plan accordingly. Got a $700 sectional for free this way. Better yet, don't support Goodwill in any way. They deserve it. The real LPT is always in the comments. I used to work at Goodwill in a rich area. Much of the product was shipped to Goodwills in lower income areas as those stores had more foot traffic. One better, go to church second-hand stores in those same areas. True facts. I hit up the one in North Scottsdale by the airport there. So many higher end items. Found Broadway musical posters from New York framed for $$10. They always have good furniture and name brand clothes. I got some Cutco knives for $1 each. They had lub out in heels once that looked like they had never been worn for less than $50. I love the kitchen section. Got some great old user-made pots, pans, Pyrex. I don't know about your Goodwill system, but the one in the Denver metro doesn't work this way. I live in one of the most affluent areas of the region, and our Goodwill never has quality stuff. If it does, it's badly damaged, and they are charging insane amounts for it. For example, a scratched up modern mirror with metal frame was listed for $90. I'm pretty sure it's a Target mirror that costs $50 to begin with. The really nice stuff that is donated gets sorted out and goes to the Goodwill outlet in North Denver. From my understanding, this generally happens at most Goodwill stores. You might get lucky when the employees don't realize the value in something and mark it for a stupid price. Goodwill in my town gets donations from Target, usually damaged items. They consider dented boxes as a damaged item. You can find amazing deals there. I have found that there is a fine line when it comes to shopping at Goodwills in nicer areas. You don't want too nice of an area or the selection sucks. I interpret this as the people have stuff worth selling and not giving away. Too poor and it's mostly low quality stuff. There's a sweet spot. Find that upper middle class Goodwill and you're set. Also, dishes and glass stemware like crystal wine glasses. I suspect there are ghosts out there wishing someone would use those dishes that were worth $1,000 and never used. Can confirm. Sister works service industry in upscale resort town. All sorts of scores. Yeah, here they load up stuff and distribute it evenly among all the stores. I've learned that too. Also remember that it's better to walk out with nothing than to get something that you don't want or need. Avoid the compulsion to just buy something. I go to the Goodwills in Hilton Head Island and Mount Pleasant as I travel the state for my job. Another thing about those Goodwills in better neighborhoods. Look at the cars in the parking spaces. Mercedes, Lexus, Cadillac, Lincoln. They have more money than us, partly because they don't spend as much. Haha, advice taken. There's one nearby where I live, but it has the name of Goodwill Boutique lol. I live in an upper middle class area and my local Goodwill flips anything worth more than $20 on the auction site. Anything too big to mail is auctioned in store for outrageous prices. Seriously, some of the in-store auctions end in the thousands, which should never happen in a thrift store with donated items. Also, Goodwill is notorious for hiring low-functioning disabled people just so they can pay the absolute minimum legally, and they give zero benefits whatsoever. Just avoid shopping thrift stores in hipster areas. There's higher quality stuff, but since it's trendy, it's also more expensive. For example, thrift stores in the Pacific Northwest are way more expensive than those found in similarly wealthy/sized Midwestern towns. Also, some smaller towns get stuff shipped in from bigger cities, so there's some cool stuff there. Now to find a wealthy cities in Florida. Also, if you are looking for clothes and see something in your size you like, keep looking. Whoever donated it most likely donated other clothes as well. I've scored big this way. I'm all for shopping at thrift stores, but our Goodwills are networked and they move stuff around. We donated a whole bunch of really nice stuff when we moved/downsized, and I saw it at least 3 different stores around our area after that. So that's got pluses and minuses for shoppers. Obviously, you might have better luck at one-off shops, like those that are run by hospitals or specific charities in the better neighborhoods. Also true for Habitat for Humanity restores. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.